But ever feel like you're just throwing money at things, hoping for the best? Whether it's a new marketing campaign, a fancy piece of equipment for your business, or even deciding if a college degree is worth it. There's a way to cut through the guesswork. It's called return on investment, or ROI, and today we're going to break it down so you can use it to make smarter, more profitable decisions in every part of your life. So, what exactly is ROI? Simply put, it's a measure of how much profit you make from an investment relative to its cost. The formula is surprisingly simple. It's your net profit divided by the cost of the investment, and then you multiply that by 100 to get a percentage. A positive ROI means you're making money. A negative one, well, you're losing it. It's the ultimate financial report card for any decision you make. Let's walk through a classic business example. Imagine you run an online store. You're thinking about spending $1,000 on a social media ad campaign. After the campaign runs, you check your sales data and find that you generated $5,000 in new sales directly from those ads. To calculate your profit, you also need to account for the cost of the goods you sold. Let's say your products cost $2,000 to produce, so your net profit is the $5,000 in sales minus the $2,000 in product costs minus the $1,000 you spent on ads. That leaves you with a net profit of $2,000. Now, for the ROI calculation. We take that $2,000 net profit and divide it by the initial investment cost, which was $1,000 for the ads. 2,000 divided by 1,000 is 2. Multiply that by 100, and you get a 200% ROI. That's fantastic. For every dollar you put into that ad campaign, you got $2 back in pure profit. Now, you have a concrete number that tells you this was a brilliant move, and you should probably consider doing it again. But what if the numbers weren't so great? Let's say that same $1,000 ad campaign only brought in $1,500 in sales. Your product costs are still $2,000. Suddenly, your net profit calculation is $1,500 in sales, minus $2,000 in product costs, minus $1,000 in ad spend. You're at a negative $1,500. Your ROI would be negative 150%. This number isn't a failure. It's a lesson. It tells you that specific ad campaign in its current form is a money loser. It's valuable data that signals you need to change your strategy, target a different audience, or maybe try a whole new marketing channel. Without calculating ROI, you might just feel like it didn't work well and pour more money into it. With ROI, you know for sure. The beauty of ROI is that it's not just for big businesses. You can apply it to personal finance decisions. Let's talk about education. A college degree is a massive investment of both time and money. Let's say a 4-year degree costs a total of $80,000. That's your investment cost. Now, you need to estimate the return. You research the average starting salary for graduates in your chosen field and compare it to what you could earn without the degree. Let's say the difference is $20,000 per year. That extra $20,000 is your annual return. To get the ROI, you'd divide that annual return of 20,000 by the total cost of 80,000. That gives you 0.25 or a 25% annual ROI on your education. Of course, this is a simplified view. You'd want to factor in potential salary increases over your career, but it gives you a powerful framework for comparison. Is a 25% return good? Compared to the stock market's historical average of around 8 to 10%, it looks pretty amazing. It helps you justify the high upfront cost and see the degree not just as an expense, but as one of the best investments you could ever make in your future earning potential. You can even use ROI for smaller life decisions. Thinking of buying a fancy high-end espresso machine for $1,000. Let's say you currently spend $5 a day on a latte from a coffee shop. That's about $1,800 a year. By making your coffee at home, your annual return is the money you save. So your ROI in the first year would be the $1,800 you saved, minus the $1,000 cost of the machine, which is $800 in profit. Divide that by the $1,000 cost, and you get an 80% ROI in the first year alone. The next year, since the machine is already paid for, your ROI on the savings is practically infinite. This little calculation can help you decide if that luxury purchase is actually a financially savvy move. Now, it's important to acknowledge that ROI isn't perfect. One of its biggest limitations is that it doesn't account for time. A 100% ROI over 1 month is incredible. A 100% ROI over 20 years, not so much. That's why financial analysts often use other metrics alongside ROI, like the payback period, which tells you how long it takes to earn back your initial investment. In our ad campaign example, if it ran for a month, the payback period was less than a month. For the college degree, it would take 4 years to earn back the $80,000 investment, assuming that $20,000 annual salary boost. Another challenge is measuring the return on things that aren't purely financial. What's the ROI of taking a vacation? The investment is the cost of the trip. The return might be reduced stress, improved mental health, and priceless memories. The return could be better teamwork and a more positive work environment, which is hard to quantify in a spreadsheet, but incredibly valuable. In these cases, we have to think about soft ROI. While you can't calculate a precise percentage, you can still use the framework. Before making the investment, ask yourself, what are the intended benefits? After, evaluate whether those benefits were achieved. Did the vacation leave you feeling recharged and more productive when you returned? Did the team's communication actually improve after the training? This qualitative assessment is just as important as the quantitative one. It's about being intentional with your resources, whether those resources are money, time, or energy. So, how can you start using ROI today? Start small. The next time you're about to make a purchase or a business decision, pause for a moment. First, clearly define your investment. What is the total upfront cost? Be honest and include everything. Second, estimate your return. What financial gain or savings will this generate? Be realistic. Don't just hope for the best. Use data if you have it. Third, do the simple math. Net profit divided by cost. The number you get is your guide. This simple habit of calculating ROI transforms you from a passive spender into an active investor in your own life and business. It forces you to think critically about your choices and to back them up with logic and numbers, not just emotion or impulse. It empowers you to identify what's working and double down on it, and to recognize what's not working and cut your losses early. It's a tool for building wealth, making smarter choices, and ultimately designing a more successful and profitable future. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this breakdown of ROI helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content that helps you make smarter decisions. Let me know in the comments what you plan to calculate the ROI on next. See you in the next video.